Welcome to the 8 o'clock news. Be advised there is a tornado warning in your area.
All right. Hey guys, welcome to Void Productions. We're doing a podcast again. I need to work on an intro. Well, anyways, for today we're gonna be diving into the question: Are video games? How do video games affect? This is much better planned in my head. How do video games affect the minds of people today?
A very good question.
How do they do that?
Well, that really depends on what kind of video games are being played and the different age groups who are playing those games.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna just name a random game here. What do you think Call of Duty? How do you think Call of Duty affects the gamers today?
Well, some people would say that the game brings out really violent tendencies, but I think it's more of a stress reliever. I would say Call of Duty is up there with Minecraft and Nintendo games, where it doesn't necessarily make someone violent as much as it just kind of calms them down if they're having a hard day and they need to get out some sort of anger. They do it with the video game.
Okay. Say, like as you just said, Minecraft.
Minecraft. Oh, Minecraft brings out creativity of all ages. There was, I can't exactly remember when, but I remember hearing something about not necessarily a construction worker, but someone working in design that used Minecraft as a form of like a virtual walkthrough of a new project that they were doing. So it definitely brings out creativity and intuition, as well as, like I said earlier, it's just used to relax, to calm down, just to take a break from reality.
Okay. And for those who are actually finally watching the stream, which is probably none, the person that I'm talking with is Hoodoo Slum. She is a semi-professional gamer and a member of the UFLM's SMP.
Hi. And semi-professional, I wouldn't necessarily say that. I just play games for fun.
Yeah, that's semi-professional.
Yeah. Okay.
People do it for fun. The professionals do it because they want to win. No offense.
Well, yeah, definitely. With one of the new games I've been playing, Days Gone, a survival horror zombie game, definitely the main goal of that is to win.
That's probably there's actually a lot of different game modes that people have made for Minecraft, and some games. Okay, so how do you think parents react to? How do you think parents react to kids when they're playing games like Call of Duty and GTA?
So very mature games, rated like 17 and above. Parents, well, if you have, I don't want to say cool parents, but if you have very laid back parents, I don't think they think too much about the game. Maybe they'll put on sensors and different mods. But for other parents who are very protective of their kids or teenagers, depending on the age, I would say they wouldn't like it. They would have strong opinions against the games, the very mature games. So if you're playing a horror game or a game like GTA, the parents would either watch the kid as they play, or they would just say, no, you can't play that. It's going to make you violent. It's going to make you have bad decisions. And in worst cases, parents will rage out because they're just watching the game itself.
Okay. What would you say about Call of Duty?
I personally, I've never really played the game to a full extent, so I would say it's really fun. Besides that, but parents definitely they would not let their kids under the age of like 15 maybe play that game.
All right. Well, I'm gonna see if we have anyone in the chat. All right. And Toastmaker is in the chat. He was supposed to help with today's podcast. Toastmaker, thanks for nothing. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So, right, I'm in the chat here. Hopefully people will talk in the chat because last time it was just a complete ghost town. People were online, but no one was watching. No one was talking. Well,
Maybe with the
what were you saying?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay. So, there's a lot of games that people have enjoyed for the years. A game that brought many gamers to where they are is probably Sonic or Mario.
Yeah.
Or, for our case, Minecraft.
Well, Minecraft is definitely for more of the younger generation, as it's still kind of new, even though it's almost, I would say, about 10 years old, maybe more. But definitely Sonic and Mario games, more of the older generation has definitely gone into that, grew up on that.
A lot of you see a lot of YouTube gamers like say Dan TDM and some others. A lot of them started out with Minecraft.
Well, yeah, it was new, and gamers on YouTube were always trying to get into what's new, try to get people to play things, and whatever was most popular at the time, which was Minecraft, all YouTube gamers would be like, yes, I'm going to step into this, like Captain Sparkles and Dan TDM.
A lot of these games have inspired some gamers, and some games that are newer have actually inspired some new channels. So there was actually, I was playing Minecraft one time. There's no Minecraft videos on the main channel, but I was playing Minecraft one time with Lily, and I was thinking, what if I posted a video? And so I started making stuff. Of course, I couldn't do Minecraft videos, but I wound up making the channel, and I got my cousins to make their channels, and we started making videos. And now we're here, still at the bottom of a barrel.
Well, with games like Minecraft, of course, they're still popular, and it would make sense that smaller YouTube channels are trying to hop in on the bandwagon and try to make videos about that with family, friends, start little podcasts such as this, strictly on games such as Minecraft. I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. But it's I'm so sorry. Blanked out for a second. But no, it would make sense that some channels haven't kicked off because of Minecraft, but it would be better if you still want to do that to maybe up the ante a bit, add different games other than Minecraft, and take off from there, and then go back to it if you have enough followers, likes, or subscribers. Or you can use different forums rather than just YouTube. You can use Twitch. You can go onto Discord and just talk about it. Even things like Reddit, where you don't necessarily show anything, no pictures or videos, you can just talk about it. And once that starts to go off, you start having a bigger channel.
Now, let's talk about how video games are inspiring different careers that aren't gaming. So, games like, I don't know, say Call of Duty again. Call of Duty has inspired some people to enlist in the military. And some people are still actually being inspired to join the military today.
Well, yes, the military is a great honor. It's always great to serve one's country. And games such as Call of Duty, perfect example of a sort of like promoting, like, hey, come on, join us. This is what it could be like. But you have to remember that these games are fantasy. They're not all exactly based in truth. So if one plays Call of Duty and believes, oh, if this is what they do in the military, I should join. I would like to be like this. It's not always exactly like that.
A sad truth behind all those great stories.
Yeah. Some of the game could be based in fact, but most of it is fantasy.
Some of the characters that they've made are actually based off real people. Captain Price was based off of I know he's British, but he was based off of a British captain within the military.
Very nice.
Um,
Yes, games can use like different inspirations for their main characters.
so we've been talking a lot about pros of video games. What are some cons about video games, such as the ones we've been talking about?
As much as I don't want to say that they can make someone aggressive, if someone's not in the right mindset and they are playing either violent games or games where you have to make bad decisions, they could lead to real life events. I don't want to bring up any examples, but maybe if a teenager is playing a very violent game, they just come home from being bullied at school, and they use that game as a sort of release, but it doesn't help them, they could use what they learned from the game and interpret that into real life and cause problems at home, at school, public places. And because of this new way that they're thinking and they continue to play these games, it could worsen until there's really no turning back for these people. And it's not necessarily violent games as most people would believe, but just simple games as well.
I'd like
Maybe in.
Continue?
Go ahead.
You can go ahead.
No, it's okay.
Oh, okay. I'd just like to state a lot of what do they call them? Toxic gamers, as some people like to call them. A lot of these gamers I've seen have came from games like Call of Duty, maybe from Ace Combat, but I've seen most of them coming from Fortnite. And no offense to any Fortnite gamers, which is a lot of you. People playing Fortnite are kind of aggressive, more aggressive than people in Call of Duty.
I feel like it's not the game's fault on that part, but it's more of the fandom and the hate that's given to the game that people become aggressive. When Fortnite was up against Minecraft in their little battle for #1 spot, the people who were backing Minecraft and were quote unquote dissing out Fortnite, they were being, again, air quotes, toxic. They were being a toxic community, and they were just being absolutely like obnoxious. And they were saying, oh, Minecraft is better, Fortnite sucks, Fortnite's a bad game. When I don't necessarily like Fortnite, but playing it, I can see why some people do like it. And for those people that were just absolutely just out of control in their views, it's not the Fortnite people's fault that they just kind of like lost it and they seem like rude, they're aggressive, when really it's not the game's fault, but it's outside sources.
It's the community, or
Yes,
well,
it's those negative people.
okay. So, what was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say. um, so yeah, games have been inspiring people. They have also been attacked by some toxic gamers, but people who have I've noticed that some people who diss certain games, but they hate it at first, but when they start actually playing it, they realize, oh, it's not that bad of a game. It's actually kind of cool. It's actually kind of fun.
Yeah, and that goes back to the community that they're in, that they're a part of. Like I said earlier about Fortnite, I thought it was bad, but once you like really think about it, it's not that bad. It's kind of a good game. So it's really just the community and the people who are talking to them. You don't really know how it is until you've actually played it.
It's like the old saying, you can't judge a book by its cover.
Exactly.
Although sometimes there
Unless,
are times where you have to judge a book by its cover, but we're not going to talk about that. Well, again, there's games that are like these. Some people, we're now going to go back to inspiring. We're going to talk about like what games might inspire someone to be. So, for Call of Duty, we explained that someone might want to join the military, and for I don't think we actually mentioned any other games, but
well, if you bring up games like, let's say, Assassin's Creed, someone could watch that and be, oh, I would like to do maybe parkour, right? And games like we said earlier, Minecraft and the off-brand Minecraft games, they'd be like, oh, I'd like to build. No, I'd like to be a contractor or like maybe an engineer, or I'd just like to build a house. Maybe it seems fun. Someone could do demolition based off the TNT in the game.
the griefers.
There's other games, but like I don't want to say games like Doom and Doom Eternal because there's not much that you can get from those games, but that again could lead maybe someone into, let's say, firearm trainings because of the weapons used, or they could be in the military just because of the action, like Rainbow Six Siege. Someone wants to do counter-terrorist stuff and be like, okay, I can go into like the FBI, maybe like NCIS, just stuff like that, where it's not exactly based on what the game does, but it's close enough that they get an idea of, oh, yeah, I'd like to do this. This would seem cool.
Based off your knowledge on video games, do you think video games are morally good, or do you think that they're terrible for youngins nowadays?
Youngins. Well, that, again, entirely depends on the kind of games. Games that you can play on, let's say, like Leapfrog, or learning games. Teach you your ABCs, like Sesame Street's 1, 2, 3 ABC stuff, alphabets. And then there are other games, like we said earlier, like Doom, and these really intense games like The Walking Dead. And some of those aren't okay necessarily. They're fun to play, but morally it's not really all that great. But then the learning games and games like Animal Crossing, those are okay. They teach you how to live. They teach you knowledge and stuff like that. So morally, those are okay, but I wouldn't necessarily say that a game is good or bad in itself.
And a lot of people actually have learned stuff from Minecraft. This is actually people have. You'd be surprised on how much people have learned from Minecraft. Most people before playing Minecraft didn't know that sand could make glass.
Okay, well, yes, I would say Minecraft does teach some stuff, but I wouldn't necessarily say that Minecraft's educational.
It's more
but
of
yeah, it's there's some stuff that just kind of based in common sense with Minecraft. But yeah, again, it's okay. Yes.
all right. How long have we been? How actually, the video does not tell me. We've been here for 16 minutes. I would end the stream, but we still have to continue it. So we're gonna do that.
There's much to talk about.
Yes, there is much. Well,
Yes.
I'm trying to think of something. I should have had a list of questions ready so that we were able to actually have a conversation. Okay, there are some games that they're not. It doesn't have to be video games. There's actually are some games that like people have been inspired by. One for which is a video game and also a real game. And I dropped my chat. Pokemon.
Oh, yes, Pokemon.
Pokemon has
Very good game.
Pokemon has inspired a lot of people throughout the days. And I have my Pokemon collection is somewhere. I don't have it on me, but I do have a Pokemon card collection.
I would say Pokemon would lead people to want to be maybe veterinarians or quite literally animal trainers, such as in movies, maybe dogs, cats, any kind of animal that needs like a certain training. I think Pokemon players would definitely be into that. But there's other games such as, I guess, Clue, which Clue and Monopoly, which people to become detectives or get people really into like murder mysteries. And in games like Monopoly can make someone into like a banker, or they can sell property. So I guess like a landlord.
There are some games that are just there for entertainment. Like there's just like it's just like Uno. Uno is there to bring the family as a whole.
Yeah, games like that. There's other games like Rocket League where it's just mindless fun, where you can play it either alone or you can play with family and friends, just to entertain, just for fun, nothing special about it. But to interrupt, there's also games that could lead into real life stories. I'm not going to say this is based on real life, but the FNAF franchise, Five Nights at Freddy's, when it released the first game, YouTuber Matt Pat from Game and Film Theory, as well as Food Theory, he and his team decided that, maybe this game was based off of a real event at Chuck E. Cheese. But later on in his theories, he was like, maybe it's not. But there are games that go into real life events, such as It's a non-playable game, but it's on YouTube. Petscop. It is a Pokemon-like game. It's unfinished. I don't remember the YouTuber's name, but it tells a story of a little girl and some tragic events. And there's many connections to the real life story and the game. So video games and maybe board games, card games can also tell stories.
Okay. As you were saying, there's some games that are loosely based on true stories, but majorly not. There's a maybe we should start talking about the conspiracies of some games because I'm running out of ideas to talk about.
There are a lot of games like that, such as mobile game Sarah is Missing. Oh wait, I don't think that's the one. That might be the movie. I don't know. But there is a game loosely based on reality where a woman loses her phone and you have to find her through her contacts, her messages, and find out what happened to her. Now that's not based in reality. Nothing like that happened, but something like that could happen where a real life event, a woman or anyone could have been kidnapped, and in order to find them, you'd have to use their phone and stuff like that. It's not exactly true, but it is based in some reality.
It's kind of depressing that we don't have anyone in the chat.
Okay.
Okay. Let's start talking about some theories for some games, because that's easy to talk about. All right, quickly name a game and think of a conspiracy about that game.
Oh wow! Don't do this to me. Well, I can't think of any game, but I do have a conspiracy in itself that does reflect onto a lot of games. The Illuminati. There are a lot of games that are based around that. I don't necessarily know any, but I do know that that is a thing.
Okay. There's some conspiracies that I've heard that Mario and Luigi, whatchamacallit, that Mario and Luigi are what?
We're not related, or
Oh no. There's some conspiracies that that they're not mentally stable.
Oh, well, this does make sense based off the mushrooms that they have to consume in order to get bigger, smaller, certain powers. And if you really do think about that, in order to get fire and ice powers in the Mario games, you don't necessarily eat it, but there's nothing else to do with the flower. And so I would say they would eat the flower. And it makes sense that they're kind of tripping and they're having some sort of high, as well with the 1-Up mushrooms and the little blue ones that turn them small, along with the yellow and red ones that make them ginormous. It is true that mushrooms can make you hallucinate, and if Mario and Luigi were to go down pipes, as they would as the plumbers, and just eat a random mushroom, it would make sense that the rest of their time in the game is complete nonsense, and it's not true.
They're actually, now that we're talking about conspiracies, I know this is kind of going off topic about games, but in the world of Phineas and Ferb, I've never really watched Phineas and Ferb, but in the world of Phineas and Ferb, there are some conspiracies that Phineas and Ferb aren't alive.
That they're dead, yes, and that would explain the eternal summer that they have. But there is also another conspiracy on Phineas and Ferb that Candace is actually just hallucinating and she's just imagining her brothers. And this would make sense because her mother never sees what they do. But at the same time, we've seen the mother speak to Phineas and Ferb. So that one kind of flies out the window.
Okay. All right. Now that we're done with that conspiracy, what are some other conspiracies?
Lizard people rule the world.
Yes.
Yes. There have been videos and sightings of apparently lizard people on the news and during presidential debates where their eyes kind of flicker out and they kind of blink sideways. And apparently this, again, ties back to the Illuminati thing, where the Illuminati is capturing people and switching them out with lizard people. And lizard people rule the world. Kind of like Disneyland. They rule the world.
Mickey Mouse rules the world of Disney, Pixar, Star Wars, Marvel, and more.
I think like Fox Entertainment too as well. I'm not quite sure. There was also a conspiracy with Walt Disney himself that apparently he is frozen in a cryogenic chamber, or that
I've heard of that.
They just have his head.
You know how they have a actual skeleton body? They once had an actual skeleton body at Disneyland.
They still have many bones of actual.
What if some of those bones were Walt Disney's?
That would be insanely creepy, but it would make sense that Walt Disney would be placed within, Disney World or Disneyland. I don't know which one it's in. But it would make sense that he loves his stuff so much that he would be involved in it.
Okay. So as we were talking about earlier, about lizard people, I've pulled up some videos and I'm gonna watch them because I can't. There's an ad. Because I can't really present my screen. You guys are just gonna have to hear it. I'm sorry. Okay.
Oh, the diplomatic perils of the English garden party, especially one in the rain. Here's the offending conversation about a Chinese state visit to the UK last fall.
Can I present Commander Lucy Dawson, known commander with the Chinese state visit?
Oh,
and it was serious.
After the sting, an even more pointed comment.
I felt very rude to the ambassador.
90th birthday celebrations. She avoids political commentary of any kind, leaving the faux pas to other royals. The secret of her success, say pundits.
The Queen's job is to do nothing at all, and she does it quite well. Mostly doesn't express her political opinions.
The Queen wasn't the only one caught on candid camera yesterday.
But wait a minute. This isn't... I'm mad now. This was not what I was looking for. I put lizard people caught on video. It gives me Queen Elizabeth saying that she doesn't like a certain country.
If it would be USA, it's understandable.
Yeah, it was China.
Oh, that's okay. That's not okay. That's troublesome.
Okay. Blizzard people caught on video. Let's redo this. I don't want Queen Elizabeth. All of these are either about political stuff, celebrity stuff, or poop. Okay.
Well,
I said poop as a joke. Now, I think we might as well end the podcast here because we don't really have anything else to talk about. So,
all right, if you say so. You're hosting.
All right. Well, Kudislam, I'd like to thank you for joining us for this podcast.
Of course, always a pleasure.
And Kudislam unfortunately doesn't have a channel, so yeah. But feel free to subscribe to Void Productions. If you haven't already subscribed to Void the Lord, that's the main channel. And I subscribe to Toastmaker as well. He is also a co-host of this channel. And yeah, we'll see you guys in next week's video. Bye.